Well, this afternoon I will be speaking and I will be officiating as a pastor, and that's what I'm primary. A shepherd is who I am, and that's what I'm called to do in life. I want to thank each and every one of you for turning up this afternoon um, to be um, to be with me. Today, as you all know, in Jewish history, is Queen Esther's fast. It is the fast of Queen Esther that she called during her time and the time of Mordecai, the gatekeeper. Um, how did this all begin? There are certain things that you will never be able to attain or achieve except fasting goes with it. So I want to announce to you all that our weekend has started today. The weekend services have started. So today we'll have a service again by 9. Tomorrow we'll have two service. Thursday we'll have service. Um, um, 12 noon normal Holy Week service, 12 noon, and then we'll have the um, the 9 p.m. service. So there will be two services till Saturday. Sunday there will be one service only at 12 noon. So some of these things I throw them in as the Spirit of God leads. So we've started the weekend already. I've not yet fully recovered from last week. I'm already into into the new week. Um, I want you all to pray for me that the Almighty God will strengthen me and will give me utterance, and more than utterance, that He will give me the strength and the power to do what I am. I'm destined and I'm chosen to do. There was a certain case that a father brought to the disciples of Jesus, and the disciples couldn't cast out such a ferocious, violent demon. Let me explain something here. Every possession, every strong possession is demonic. Not just demonic, it is also fallen angelic influences. So some of the possessions, you will have a very strong tightening of the pack. When I will be dealing with demons, we will look into that. But when a father brought a son to the disciples to cast out a demon and to deliver, the disciples couldn't do it. So Jesus dealt with that problem, and the disciples asked Jesus, why couldn't we do it? He said, it's because there are certain things. First of all, he talked about faith must be involved. And the second thing is that there are certain deliverances that must go with fasting. Jesus did not begin public ministry in power until he has spent time in fasting. I will talk more about that when we will be teaching on fasting and what fasting really does. In today's fasting, I want to share with you that the Israelis community, they've been in a place, in a situation in which they as a nation could have been wiped out of the face of the earth. Hitler killed 6 million, he wiped out 6 million. In other cases, a lot of the communities were wiped out in certain epochs of human history. Certain paradigm shift has also been a shift of death for Christians and for the Jewish community. The theme for this week services is how to destroy or overcome the plans of Satan, of Lucifer, of the dragon, of demons, of wicked rulers and wicked government and wicked government officials, wicked laws. How do you overcome wicked laws in your church, in your place of work, in government? How do you overcome the plans of the wicked ones against your money, against your prosperity? How do you overcome? So these are things that you have to think about. I'm feeling really cold here. I need a sweater. So bear with me. Let me grab a sweater really quick. I don't have any servants here with me today. I think I found where is nice. Let's see what I can find a quick sweater here. All right. I found me a sweater. There we go. Yeah, I feel better now. Ah, I found it. See, I've been looking for this chopstick. It's a Mountain Dew chopstick for a while. I didn't know it was in my sweater. I did not know that. Geneva, I found it. It's right here. Yeah, my administrator sent me a bunch of very wonderful chopstick, and I think I do not need to. I don't need this right now. It has to be. I'm wearing a sweater. I do not need it. Let me get this tool back. There we go. All right. Yeah, I have a different chopstick. Uh, some taste like the one I have. It's like tastes like mountain. It's a mountain you taste. Have what I want Pepsi. Have what I want Coke. You know, different small things that kick in the energy. Little things just make me happy. Uh, girl, girl and Devon discovered that I like ladybugs. I like ladybugs, so she sent me a ladybug about I think a year ago or two, and Devon also sent me one. I really need a big nice um, ladybug that I can keep in my this thing and see it on top of my this thing, and I can look at it when I wake up in the morning. I like ladybugs. They're just really, I like them. They're nice. Just makes me happy. Little things like that. I like it. And when I am when during spring, when I begin doing my little garden, I love chasing the butterfly, and they love chasing me. It's so awesome when you see those stuff. It's just really awesome. See, if you lose the little things that you grow up with, you've lost your life. Actually, you've lost your life. I still remember when we played soccer in the rain, and what happened is we will find a frog that is just doing its own thing, and we will decide to really we'll go on our knees and just go very slowly, and then we will jump to catch it, and the frog will jump over our head and land somewhere else, and we'll go again and we'll jump. And the same thing with locusts. I enjoy locusts. They are very, very fun things. Yeah. How I discover we have a lot of locusts here in Wichita, Kansas. Lots of locusts. When one summer comes, you see them singing everywhere, all over the city. And many a time you will see them in my garden. And I will go quietly to go and catch them. And they are straight winged insects. And you will see them, those things can jump. It's interesting. Now let's get back to what we have for this week that we have started. This week we are dealing with how to overcome or destroy the plans of the wicked rulers, wicked officials of government or church or religion, how to overthrow and overcome and conquer the plans of Satan. That's what we are dealing with throughout this week. So we'll be dealing with it till Saturday. Now, this is how we should begin. Um, Once upon a time in Jewish history, the Jewish people were taken into exile in Babylon. Others were taken into exile in Medo-Persia, that is Iran. So the two places where they were always taken into exile was Iraq and Iran. So I can understand the panic of Mr. Netanyahu when he came yesterday to talk in DC in the capital here. Um, I just want you to be aware, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, that the Jewish people, and also the Christian people have suffered more casualty because of who they are and because of what they believe than any other group of people in the face of the earth. I want you to be aware of that. And that is why security for yourself, your family, your children should come first. You should sit your children down to tell them that your religion as a Christian or as a Jew carries with it, um, must be protected, is something worth living for, something worth working for, something worth dying for, is something powerful, is the source of all progress in Western civilization. I want you to let your kids be aware of the great tradition that they should not neglect, because that's the center of their life. The center of our life is Christ Jesus, and he was a Jew. During one of those times when a king called Artaxerxes, ruled all the way from Ethiopia to India. I mean, he ruled so many hundred of uh, provinces, I would say nations of the world. I don't know how he did that, but I don't know how he and his forebears were able to conquer that. Is worth looking into in history. And I am intrigued by history. When I read history to find out truth. And in a situation that I cannot find out truth, I find a story. If they agree on a common story, then that is all I take. I'm not interested who did this, who did that, but I want the story. Because of the story, I'll be able to take out the nutrient that will be of use to me and will be useful for creating things. So history is not just something I do to listen and just read and say, okay, next. It is something that I read in order to do something with it, to create something out of it, or to create something with it. That's why I read history. That's why I do history. Okay. And during the time of this powerful king called Success, who ruled all the way, he lived in uh, 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 he ruled from Ethiopia to India. That's what the book of Esther tells us. At one time, he threw a party. I mean, because of his many conquests, because of his greatness, the hugeness of his influence, the magnanimity of his power. So he wanted to celebrate his achievement. So he called for a party. This is a party that lasted for 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 days. In fact, almost like half of the year, people were partying. Can you imagine how wealthy this man was and his kingdom was? And in fact, when he issued a decree or an edict, it goes to all the nations that he had conquered. Um, um, there was a common practice. There was a common practice in idika imeri conferences on. How can I help you? Okay. Okay, we will talk after the conference. Bye bye. Okay, thanks. Um, we are told that during this big banquet and feasting in his kingdom that he threw for all his nobles and for everyone in his kingdom, he invited them to a feast, big feast, to celebrate his achievement and celebrate the consolidation. I mean, there was very strong, when you read the book of Esther, you can see, and when you read the book of Daniel, Ezra, Nehemiah, those books, you can see the power of Babylon, ancient Iraq, and the power of Medo-Persia, ancient Iran. It was it was really big. All road leads to those nations, to those two powers. And there was a very strong administrative skill. Everyone were communicated to from the seat of power in their own language. They were not forced to speak one language, but that shows you the intelligence and the construction of diversity at work. So what happened was that while this party was on, the queen, Vashti, that sounds like an Indian name. Who knows where she was from? But Vashti sounds Indian to me. This queen also threw a party for the maidens and for the women in the empire. We are talking about an empire here. Not just a kingdom, an empire. A kingdom that became an empire. So she also threw a party, and the women enjoyed themselves. Then they said the king was so merry and so happy and was filled with wine. And you know how we men we do it. When we are really loud and happy, we want to show off our queen. So he told his his servants to go and tell the queen to appear and to wear her best robe and put on her crown and come and show off her personality and influence to the entire people to admire. And the queen said, "No, I'm not coming. I will not do it." The king was really very frustrated and felt dishonored before the entire world. A laughing stock. See, let me say this to you. You have to know the limitation of your power if that power does not belong to you. If somebody else gave you money and power, you have to know the limitation of your own power and money in connection with the person who have made you to become who you are. A builder is greater than the house. I'm serious. A builder is greater than the house because he can always pull it down and build a better one. He's the author of it. It is this king that made her a queen. But now, like I said to you, some people, when you put them in a position of power, they now become drunk with power and will not even listen to the one who have crowned them a king or a queen. He has become really very proud and arrogant. I mean, there is. Let me read to you what the Holy Spirit said to me about this life. Even if life has not been easy for you, take life easy. Even if life has not been easy for you, still take life easy. When money and power shows up, still take life easy. Because one of the things that made the devil to wait for his death, to wait for his ultimate destruction. When we talk about death, we don't mean he will be ultimately out of existence. I mean, he will be chained and put in the lake of fire forever. Let me tell you, God's punishment is severe. God will make, if God decides to punish somebody, he will make you suffer like you've never seen. I mean, you will want to die and get out of it. You won't see death. Even death himself will flee from you. And that's what's going to happen to wicked people and to all demons and to all fallen angels with Lucifer. That's what's going to happen to them. They will look for death, they can't find it. That's the kind of, God has the most severest punishment anyone can ever think of. And that's what's going to happen to Lucifer and all those who follow him. They will look for death to get out of the existence of continuous punishment, and they will not be able to find it. You think that demons knows how to torment people? You're kidding me. Try God. That's why David was given an option whether God should judge him or whether God should allow him to fall into the hand of his enemies. He said, God, Why? You knew that God is kind when you are kind to God. Please write that down for me. God will be kind to you when you are kind to him. So the queen said, no, I'm not coming. I'm not interested in this show of your achievement and your power and your drunkenness and what have you. So the king felt belittled. He made her a queen. He gave her wealth. He promoted her family. Now she's looking down. Same thing we found in Hagar with Sarah is happening here that we dealt with last week. Wow. So the king called his counselors. Rulers kept very powerful men. If you see a powerful man, a powerful king, a powerful ruler, you will also see powerful men around him. That's really what I'm asking God for. The first, I asked God to give me powerful women, and He's doing that. Now I'm asking Him for powerful men to balance it. Because in today's world, you need very powerful women. And now I'm looking for powerful men, and God is going to give them to me also to balance it out. So this king had very powerful men around him. In every decision that he makes, including bedroom decision about whom he chooses as a mate, he has very powerful men, very wise and smart, learned people to teach him. Let me tell you, technical knowledge is very important, and those who have it must be respected. I spent most of last night, I couldn't sleep, learning how to do some programming on computer, hands on. And I began to practice it. I mean, I was just so happy. Look at me around 3 or 4 o'clock in the night. I was just jumping up and down for learning something that I've been trying to have a breakthrough in, how to do it, how to do some programming, so that when there is nobody there to do it for me, I can do it myself. I mean, I succeeded. I was so happy. I was so happy. This king now called his advisors and said, what do we do? See what the queen has done to me. Everybody were waiting to see her come and address them and see not just her beauty, but her intelligence. Because from the book of Queen Esther, I learned of what kind of a woman should a man be looking for. I learned. I did. And his advisors told him, his chief advisors told him, do not allow the queen to come into your presence anymore. Banish her from your presence. Let her just be in the harem there. But don't allow her back in. Which means take away her privileges, her status, take away from her her position as a queen. This is the queen of the entire empire. This is the queen of an entire empire. This is what happened, what ensured. This is what happened here. And the king said, what you said is true. And this man also said to the king, to King Xerxes, what she has done, she showed a bad example to women in the empire. And they will all want to destroy the influence of their husband and then run the family life down. That's what it's gonna be. Don't allow her back. And the king obeyed. What kind of people do you surround yourself with? Are they people who are capable of advising you so that you can be greater? Or are they people who tell you trivia, have nothing really to offer to you? Surround yourself with men who are disciplined and who understand the principles of enduring life. Let me write it again. Surround yourself only with people who understand, write that down for me. Surround yourself only with people who understand the principles of the enduring lifestyle. So they also advised the king that um, young women should be brought in from all over the empire. I can't tell how many they brought, but young virgins should be sought and brought in to be trained to see whether they are capable of being queens. That's what was spoken. So they began going through the entire empire to look for young virgins. And one of them that they brought in was Queen Esther. That's how Esther was brought in. Esther was brought up by Mordecai because out of this time the parents of Esther were dead. Mordecai was a very strong-willed man from the story of Esther, and we can understand that there was something going on there between him and Haman. They had what I would call a job, a professional clash was going on between two of them. One because Haman was an Iranian, so he was in the corridors of power, while Haman, a Jew, was the keeper of the gate. That was his job. Excuse me. Haman did not like Mordecai because Mordecai will not bow to Haman. So they had this going on. Both of them were men of high egos who understand that they are here to carve out a living for themselves and families from the palace, whether one is an insider or whether one is in the outside. So they had this going on. Now, when Esther was taken from Mordecai and brought to the palace in Shushan, the Bible has said that she was given maids, 7 maids or so. And she has to soak herself in different oils and spices for months, etc. See, in olden times, before the king will pick a woman, that woman has to go through a lot of purifying, a lot of beautifying, a lot of training on how to be a queen, how to be a real lady. Nowadays, there's no time for those kind of stuff anymore. And the men were willing to wait. They were willing to wait. They were not quick to go and try and have her. Because you see, a real prince is patient. A real prince is patient. Patience is part of the dominion principle. A ruler must have that ability to look for more than a flesh and blood. There's something more you're looking for in the life of a man or in the life of a woman. You're looking for a big mind. You're looking for a tough spirit. You're looking for understanding and sensitivity. And real prince and kings and queens wait until they can find it in somebody. And they can bring those people closer to themselves. This is what was happening, what was playing out in the government of Xerxes, the king. One of the things that I learned why Esther became a queen was one thing. It was not her religion that gave Esther the opportunity to be a queen. It wasn't. It was not. In fact, it was not even the favor of God. Because the favor of God only operates where you are willing to make your behavior go in line with the favor of God. So some people want God's favor, but they do not want to change from their wicked ways or from their rotten ways. It's like some people who call me to pray for them, but they are unwilling to play their part to see their prayer fulfilled. God said, I've given you a job. You go out there and get the job. He said to the birds of the air, I will feed you. But the birds, the birds of the air have to leave their nests. They have to leave their nests. And they have to go out there and find their food. And then bring some back to their babies and to their families. If they stay in the nest, God will not provide for them. That's how this principle works. One of the strong qualities of somebody who carries the blessing and the favor of God is the ability to make effort to become what you've been chosen to become. Sometimes you do not need to sit there and wait. If God has spoken, then go ahead and do what He has spoken. Signs do not need to go ahead of us. Signs and wonders follows us. When we do what God said we should do, automatically signs and wonders follow. But some people want the signs before they go and do what He said we should do. I remember once that I went to go and minister somewhere. I didn't even know that the power was accompanying me that great. I just stood and began to talk to them. It wasn't up to 2 minutes. People began to line up. Nobody asked them to line up. They should wait. A normal Presbyterian tradition is for people to wait until after the service, because we like law and order. We don't want no chaos in the worship and so on. But here from nowhere they began to line up and want a touch from me. And as I lift my hand and begin to touch people begin to fall all over the place. I'm like, what? I didn't know that I had this. Demons began to leave people of their own. My goodness. I said, this thing works. These signs shall follow them that believe. In my name, they will cast out demons, they will heal the sick, they will raise the dead, they will cleanse lepers, they will all kind of stuff. This is the fund and the richness of our tradition. The tradition Jesus gave us. That's it in summary there. Preaching the gospel to the humble, to those who are willing to listen to it, to the meek people. The gospel is not for arrogant people. It's not for greedy people. They have no business with the gospel. gospel is for those who know their boundaries, their limitation. That's why some of you go to your job to go and challenge the power that is there, and you lose your job. Many Christians, it's not even about compassion. I have real pity because I know that they will never be able to amount to much in life with the way they behave, the way they talk, the way they relate with people. They don't have no skill in those things. They do not know how to keep back their emotion. I'll give you an example. Last night I called my administrator and I was telling her about there was something that I ordered to help me um, in my work, and the people have not yet sent it to me. And I went in and I saw that they've taken the money. So I wanted to tell my bank to put a hold on it, but well, I waited. They kept playing music for a long time, so I just stopped. So this morning I called the company in New Jersey and I said, "What is going on? I ordered this a long time ago. It should have been here for me to use it. This is to help make my what I do on the computer very easy for me, and so on and so forth. This is to help." And the lady was just very good in public relation and customer service. And she goes, "Listen, this is we are sorry, this is backup. We know you should have been there a long time ago. We've not charged your card. This is just the first time. We only had permission at the first time, but we never used it. So this is the first time that we are doing this. And it has been sent already. Early this morning. It's gone already. You'll have it. And we are really sorry. It will never happen again. And we do not know why it came as a back order and so on." I said, "Okay." I said, "Ma'am, I like you. You are very good the way you work with people." See, she immediately resolved the problem. Why? She was calm, she was gentle, she was very good at relating with people. Some people, they don't have that gift and they do not want someone to train them. That's what I train people for. I train people on how to go for an interview. I train people on how to relate with their boss. For example, I tell people never fight your boss. Never, never join people to talk bad about your boss. It's something that I don't like to do and I do not want it to happen to you. It's not good. It's not a good thing because your boss is the one who can write for your promotion. I support my boss even when he does a bad thing. I make sure I protect his back. And I make sure that when I discuss with him, it is absolutely done if he's willing to listen and so on. I do not like to pick up fights for people that if they write something about me will affect my future. I like to protect them. I'm serious. I'm a yes boss person. That's why I've been a church boy all my life. I protect my fellows. I protect families. My job is to protect you supernaturally and also in other areas of life is to protect you.
Amen.
That's what I'm called to do. I'm not the type. I mean, I see pastors who come out there to talk. You know, my father-in-law, what made my father-in-law to lose his church was he was caught in adultery. I will not, even if my father-in-law was caught in adultery, I won't come to the public to discuss that because that's my family. That's my family. We deal with it as a family. I saw it. I heard a very famous pastor here. If I tell you his name, you will be shocked. He was talking about his own father-in-law, talking about his wife, and something told me he's soon going to have a divorce. And he did. He did. You tell me about a pastor, and I will tell you what the prophecy about him. Name one, and I will tell you. There was one someone was telling me about. He has his ministry in Nigeria, and his wife is pastoring a church in overseas. And I told the guy that was telling me about that pastor, I said, there's something fishy going on. It will come out to the open. It wasn't up to 2 weeks that the divorce happened between the wife and the husband. They have a big ministry out there. If you cannot protect, if you cannot cover somebody in certain areas of life, then I don't know how God is going to deal with you. Love covers a multitude of sins. There are things that families should discuss and it remain within the family. But when everything, if I discover that somebody is quick to talk about, especially when I meet somebody talking about the sex life, he's talking about the money life, what this person did, what that person did, I'm like, if I am in a relationship with this person financially, personal, power, politics, business, this person won't be able to protect me. This person will not be able to protect me. This person will betray me. When they talk easily about certain sensitive things, I mean, you can talk to me as a prophet or as a shepherd if you're only, but if that is the way you talk to everybody, then there is a problem. Because you won't be able to hide things. You won't be able to keep secret. Because there are some jobs, even in government and corporation, that you are going to do that will require top secret. Top secrets. And some people don't know this. They go to their job, they are fighting everybody, they are doing this, they are doing no. Not supposed to be so. And when someone is like that, you've given the devil opportunities, weapons, and ammunitions to fight you throughout your lifetime. You'll be going from one job to the other, to the other, to the other, and you will not be able to reap the full benefits of staying in one job and doing it for two reasons: give good services, do what you are told, earn a good paycheck. I mean, I think it's because many people have not seen suffering. They've not seen suffering. Suffering, I mean, is you don't have food, you don't have shelter, you don't have a car, you don't have the good things of life. I think many have not yet seen it. Because if you pass through such a lifestyle, you will learn to shut up and do what you're told and earn a good paycheck and be able to put money away, be able to invest. But people like us who come from places where we've seen suffering, we've learned life a hard way. If I tell you how many of people of my tribe were killed during the Biafran War, somebody should turn that thing off. Please turn it off. If I tell you how many were killed, then you will know what I'm talking about. Wasteful wars. Wasteful wars. Wars that had no reason to be there. People were dying of hunger. We lost everything. My parents told me they lost everything. In the life of Queen Esther, we saw something when he was brought into the palace. While others were admiring the palace, Esther was focused on the king. She was focused on becoming a queen from day one. Focus is everything. Target is everything. Distraction is not a good thing. Focus on one thing you want to do, be convinced about it, and stay on it for the rest of your life. Don't try to go and find something that might be better than that or because it might not be. If you sacrifice for somebody, you sacrifice for a thing, focus on it until you dig gold and diamond and have the best out of it. Don't try to get married to see whether it will work. Don't try to have children to see how it feels. Do those things out of convictions. Don't try to get a job to just have just to see how it goes. No. Do it because you want a lifetime livelihood. Go into college for technical training because you want something that will provide for you, that will enhance your natural endowment, your natural gift forever. That's how Esther went. And Mordecai has told Esther, do not tell somebody you're a Jew. Don't tell anybody in the palace you're a Jew. And she obeyed. And some people are very lousy talk. Everywhere they go, they begin to talk about their past life, their family, in their job, they're talking about until everybody knows everything inside your belly. And they will use it against you one day. The first thing I heard of Esther when she went in, she asked the man that was in charge of all of their training, the man who provided for them, the man who took care of them, the man who made sure that none of them lacked nothing during their training. Physical training, mind training. Some of those ladies, some of those girls, they didn't want those things. Oh, for the first time. That's why sometimes being poor and coming from a poor home is a bad thing. Because you don't know how to behave. And when you see money, you don't know how to handle it. I was in Walmart a few days ago, and I was buying things for the house. And I brought out some notes, some hard notes. Was counting it to pay. I was paying cash. And I turned around and saw the two ladies. One was being checked out by cashier on my left hand, and the other one on the right hand. I was in the center, and they were all looking at me like this. I'm serious. When I finished doing my purchase and I was going out, two of them were supposed to go on the right through the pharmacy to the other door. They all changed and followed me. They've seen somebody who has free money. You have to work hard to get a dime from me. I quickly entered. My driver was right there and took my things inside. The ladies did not want to cross the street to their own car. They were there. They thought I would talk to them and so on. I entered and it went away. Make sure that people work. They work for what they want. People want free stuff. Don't give them free stuff. Because they will not know the value of it. The only people I can give free stuff are kids. People who depend on all of us for their training and for their survival and for the enjoyment of life. One of the greatest assets of Queen Esther, her greatest nobility that we discover about her, was that she asked questions. She asked for help. She asked her trainer, what do I do here? What do I do there? How do I behave? Watch the way I talk. Is this something that is sound? Does it make somebody angry? The way I talk? What kind of do this oil that I'm using or these spices and perfume, how do you feel about it? And the man was touched when he began to hear Esther ask him for personal help. How do I dress? Is this a cloth worthy enough for me to wear and be in the presence of a king? To entertain the king and also to engage a king. See, those are the two things that a lot of men and women do not have. They want to entertain or to be entertained, but they do not want to be engaged. They don't want their mind to be engaged. They don't want their spirit to be engaged. And that is why when you now get involved with them, you realize that even their physical appearance is a facade, it's a mask. It's not true. The perfume is covering up something. And Esther was a whole piece, a complete woman, body, soul, and spirit. She got it. A lot of people, you start asking them common question on how to do this. Do you know how to operate a simple computer? No. Do you know how to drive? No. Can you do this? Can you do that? No. This morning I was talking with Leona from Oklahoma. She's a white lady and she's a painter. She can paint a house to look like a professional paint that house. She can turn off the light in her home and rewire her home herself. I'm serious. She can do plumbing. A woman. She will go under her car to repair it. Those are things that I'm talking about. Instead of calling somebody to do it, she pocket that money and put it in her savings. In fact, she told me that she finished wiring her house last night, and this morning, that money that she would have used to have called an electrician, she said she put it in the mail to send as her offering to my ministry. Think about such money and money that I don't. Wow. It's almost like I'm holding somebody's blood in my hand. I don't mess with those kind of people. Same thing. See, many of you, I can't start naming. There are many of you who are that kind of mentality. You're giving me your sweat and blood. That's what you are giving to God. I mean, it means a lot to God. It means a lot to Jesus and to me. You have no idea. And when the returns begin, it will come big. And Esther began to ask, what? You are a man. Esther was such an intelligent and wise woman. She was not asking a woman about her appearance, the way she smells, the way she looks, the way she talks. What kind of question should she ask? She was asking a man. Because only a man knows what a man wants. And only a woman can unlock the mind of another woman. And Esther was asking this man that was in charge of all of them. No matter what petty question she asked, how is my nails? Is that the right color that they should be done? What do I need for pedicure, manicure? What color? What gloss? Should it be gel, ordinary? What kind of ring should I wear? How should I walk? And when I'm in his presence, what kind of conversation should I converse with him? That will make him really know the content of my heart. And not go there to start talking trivia. Serious things. What do I talk to him about politics? What do I share with him about statesmanship? What should I tell the king about my knowledge of his kingdom? And that guy sat her down and began to tell her stuff. The others didn't want it, but Esther did. On the night that Esther was to go into the chamber of the king, on that day, she asked her trainer a very important question that I will never forget. What kind of jewelries? She said to the trainer, wait a minute, what kind of jewelries do the king like? How do you want me to appear? And the man went and picked her trinkets for her, her jewelries for her. These are the king's favorite. The rest did not ask. These are what pleases the king. Have you found what pleases the man in your life that you want to keep? Who's going to be a keeper? Have you found what kind of food make him happy? What kind of entertainment brings him out? What do you say to him? When do you leave him alone so that he can produce in his areas of giftedness? Not women who all the time they want to be around you, but when you they want to know who you are talking to, what you are doing, all that. No, 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 no. That's rubbish. That's childishness. If you are with a man who carries with him the scepter of rulership, like myself, I need space to work. Life seems many years, but it's little years. That's why I want eternity to come. I know I have eternity already, but I want that cycle, the fullness of it to be turned on. Because living 1,000 years on earth is not gonna even be enough for me to finish what I want to do on the earth. I'm serious. God is my witness. God is my witness. Even if I was allowed to be on earth for 1,000 years, it won't be enough for what I want to do. If you know of a man who wants to fill an entire library with his mind, that's me. With stores and investment and things out there, that's me. That's why when many of you are saying that Jesus should come soon, I say, well, in as much as I want him to come soon, there are things that I want to accomplish so that he will be very proud of me. Because I've not yet accomplished those things. And I'm doing it so that he will be proud of me. I want him to come back anytime God says it's the end of the of days on the earth. That today he's wrapping things up. I'm ready. I'm serious. I'm ready. Those who are in trouble are the devils because theirs will be finishing and mine is just starting. So Esther's trainer went and gave her and said, this is what the king likes. Do you know what kind of jokes, what kind of movies, what kind of outfits that the king likes? God has blessed me by giving me a woman who can pick out my jewelries, my cologne, my pants, that's my trousers, my shoes, my socks, my inner wears, my shirts, my ties, my suits, and including my holy outfits. And she knows where to get them. If I need medicine, she knows where to get them. The best in the world. If we need electronics or ministry, she knows where the best are at them, so that we can have full value for our money. I am so blessed in that area. Do you have a man or a woman in your life who understand what will make you to create more? That's what we are talking about. I heard my brother Mike Modoc saying, she and the Spanish woman that works with him say, even if it is a scented candle that makes you feel good so that you can create something, do it. I heard Kenneth Copeland talking to us pastors and talking about. In fact, do you know that Kenneth Copeland will tell Kid Moore of Branson, Missouri, he will tell him to get into, he will be telling that man to get into his plane. You know, Copeland flies a Cessna Citation 500 airplane. Some of you want God to bless you with an airplane, you don't even know their names. Cessna Citation 500, that's a great plane. They are made in this city, they are made in Wichita. Wichita is the city of making airplanes. This is where Cessna and Spirit and Boeing and all those things. I think Boeing have moved fully to Seattle, but they still produce parts here. They were here in Wichita. Wichita is where it all starts, then they move away. But we still have Cessna, Spirit, and the rest of them, they are all here. Beechcraft, Hoover, all of them, they are here. That's the work of this little city, is building airplanes. And Hagen will ask them, sorry, please. Hello? Okay, we are in a conference, thank you. Copeland will ask some of the pastors that he surrounds himself to climb his plane and sit in it. Go inside that plane and sit inside it and feel it. Go to where the pilot sits. Go to the first class section. Sit inside it. Feel it until you have an airplane inside you so that one will come out for you. See, they understand the law of faith. And those were men who were willing to ask questions of how this thing works. This morning, Aryan and I, we were talking about how he could be established as a spiritual, a man of spiritual depth and a healer. Those are his areas. So okay, we're gonna go into that because Europe is full of witchcraft and all kind of things, and we need people to be empowered for the kind of life that God has called his children. Imagine witches and wizards making millions upon millions of dollars, astrologers, psychics. And where are the sons and daughters of God who are supposed to have the real power? That's why it's going to prosper. I believe Ireland and Stephanie will prosper in Germany. I began talking with Beverly the other day about her being involved in the ministry in Birmingham, UK. If you feel that you want to start a ministry with me, please give me a call and let me find out what area you are good at and where I can help you. Either you want to be with us completely, or you want to just be a partnership thing, 50-50 with us, or you just want to come to be trained and then bless us, and then we can be a blessing to you and help establish you. You need to ask questions for you to succeed. People of God, after this weekend, I'm also going to find time in the future to write, to develop some of the Bible books. I want to make movies. I want to write screenplays. I want to write movies for some of the Bible books. Because what I see Hollywood is giving to us is trash. It doesn't make no sense. It's not what is supposed to be there. I, as a historian, can better connect those things. That's why I say, even if I'm given 1,000 years, it's not going to be enough for me. And people of God, I'm serious. But what I'm saying, that's why sometimes you see Geneva is mad at me sometimes. Why? Because she said that I'm gonna kill myself with the way I'm going. That I delve into stuff I don't have time for nothing else. And she has to call me and leave me messages several times and say, stop and go for a walk. I'm serious. I'm so glad that girl is not my mama because she'll be beating my butt every day with a whooping rod. Gertrude do that. Once she will call and say, I hope you're in bed. And if I wasn't, I will say, okay, I'm going to bed now. Thank you very much. Lisa recently have started also. So God is raising people to make sure I'm listening. Esther now got dressed, put on what the man told her the king loves. And after this man has fully made her presentable, I can assure you that Esther wasn't the most beautiful. They should be. There are other lot of beautiful girls out there, well dressed. But this man told Esther, this is how to dress, this is how to engage him, this is what to say, this is how to present yourself and be yourself. This is what he likes. Other girls began to go, and when they go, they don't go back to the king. That means rejected. And when Esther went in, the king found her appealing. The way she engaged the king. And people think they only went there to go and have intercourse and so on. No, 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 no. We are talking about being in the presence of a king and be able to have something to offer to the king. Some people think, some men and women think that the greatest thing they have to their advantage is their physical body or their sexual appeal, their sex appeal. That's not true. A real man or a real woman is not moved by those things. It's not moved. You can be the best in bed, but what a real prince, a king, a queen, a princess is looking for is for somebody who will be able to govern and rule with him or her. Not just a party body or a sex body or a bed body. Let me use that word. Let me be respectful here. You are not looking for an entertainment body. You're looking for someone you can wake up and say, this is what I'm trying to do while you were sleeping. What can we do here? Say, okay, this is the way I think about it. In the morning, I'll give you an answer. And in the morning, they walk into your office, sit down, wake up of tea or coffee, and the answer is provided. Why? Because a prince, a princess, a king, a queen, which we are here to rule and to solve problems and also to enjoy privileges that comes with it. That's why we are here. But some people think that they are only here to enjoy. That's all. They are here to enjoy. Yes, enjoy. They don't know that that enjoyment comes sometimes with pains. Some people don't want to pay no price for anything. That's why they love governments with these social services. Or charity, free charity. The king loved and liked. The king liked what he saw in this girl. This girl is intelligent. Esther was not there to tell the king to prove how brilliant she was. You know, there are some girls, they go in there, they talk, like a car that has lost his head. just want to talk about where they've been, who their family are, where they went to school, what they did, what they are good at doing. That's not what a real prince is after. It's after somebody who knows how to communicate, not somebody who just talks. You talk, you sit back, and you listen. You ask questions about that person's professional career, and you listen. You relax and listen. And the king said, okay, we stop here. I found a queen. I found a queen. And that's how Esther was crowned a queen. But all this time, the king did not even know, because she belonged to the capital city of the empire. So the king did not even suspect that this girl was a Jew until the problem began. Well, while the uncle of Esther was a gatekeeper for the king, he overheard a betrayal and a plan to kill the king, to kill Xerxes. I believed that it was true, the intrigues and the status of Esther, that the uncle got the job to be at the gate, to be a gatekeeper for the king. Because prior to this time, he wasn't. And that's one thing you should take note of. If God brings you to a position of power, make sure you also raise other people in your family. Don't be the only champion in your family. If not, they will stress you and you will not live out the days of your life on the earth. So you see how smart this girl is. She made sure she put her uncle to be among the gatekeepers, fully employed by the king, by the kingdom. And the uncle foiled a plan to kill the king. And it was written in the chronicle. They kept a journal of the kingdom in the king's palace. And those planners were, the king made sure that they did them in. And because these two planners, wicked men, were out of the scene, Haman, one of the workers, one of the officials, was now raised up. See, when people are out of the scene, other people take their place. That's what you were praying about last week, that God should remove people so as to put you in. Very important law. There are people who are occupying your position that should not be occupying your position. There are people who are occupying your position that shouldn't be occupying it. And you must make sure that they are out so that you could be in to enjoy your position and the privilege that comes with it. Haman was put in a very high position whereby when he walks through the street, because he was like the king's right-hand man, people bow down and did obeisance to him, not worship him, but respect him by going down on the ground. I mean, in Nigeria, we do it. In Africa, we do it. When we see our parents, we go on the floor. We bow on the ground for our parents. It's a common practice. And they had that practice then also. But whenever Haman passes through the street, passes through the gate, in and out of the court of the palace, Mordecai won't bow to him. I don't know why, but Mordecai will not. As a junior, Mordecai as a junior official, was a junior worker, will not bow to this guy of highly placed authority. I mean, I understand that one of the reasons is because Jews do not bow down except to the Almighty God. That's how it is, basically. But secondly, also, Mordecai didn't like Haman at all. He smelled, his spirit smelled him out that he wasn't a good man. He was not a good man. He was somebody who got into privilege and power, but was wicked. So Mordecai won't. And Haman planned on how to deal with Mordecai and decided that by now Haman has used his position to get a lot of wealth, great family, great money, build himself a huge mansion. He was the second most powerful man. So he planned. He told Mordecai he's going to deal with him. And actually, he went before the king and told the king that he is willing, Haman is willing to pay a big sum of money into the treasure of the kingdom. There's a group of people who I do not think they belong. They are not obeying and doing things the way things should be done here. See, he manufactured a plot against Haman, and when he found out that Haman also was a Jew, and that empire was filled with Jewish people who were carried into exiles, he was very happy to completely annihilate them. Of course, this time they were slaves again. He has to just wipe them out. So he told the king about these people, told him about what they are doing. And now they are, instead of them being people that helped the empire to grow, they are trying to pull the empire down. He lied. And so a decree was written. Through him, he inspired a lie to become a decree to wipe these people out. And the king gave him his signet ring to stamp it. And it is written in all languages that the Jews should be destroyed. And the day and time and month was determined against them. That's the reason for the fasting of Queen Esther. I'm not going to take your time. We will continue this story at 9 p.m. That's when I will continue this. We will start straight from when Haman came into the presence of the king and the edict was set. And the day and time for the Jews to be killed. Anybody who finds them should wipe them out in the entire empire. That was what was set against them. Ha ha! We will see how this drama played out, because it is when this kind of thing happens that you see God shows up. When the devil has planned against you, you will see what plan God has against him. When people have planned against you, you're going to see what plan God has against them. People have planned against you. They've lied against you. They've betrayed you. They've gone to government. They've gone to immigration. They've gone to the IRS, the tax people. They've gone to your car loan people. They've gone to the people you bought house from. They've gone to your in-laws to plan against you. Tonight, I will show you how God planned against wicked planners. So anybody who wants can plan, but their planning is not the issue. The issue is that somebody else is going to plan against the planners. And what you have to do to plan against the planners with God. That's what we are dealing with this week. When people plan against you, When the devil plan against you, how does God plan against them? How does God overthrow them? What are the events you see, an atmosphere you see that makes you know that it's about time that God wants you to play your part to overthrow a wicked government, a wicked individual, a wicked family, a wicked business or corporation? You have to know. That's what we are dealing with throughout this week that we've this weekend that we are about to enter, beginning from today. So 9 o'clock, please tell your friend if you belong to Facebook, Google Plus, all this mass media, social media. Please let everybody know that we are having two services from today till Saturday. Sunday we'll have only one service. Remember that we do service 12 noon every day till April 2nd. So let everybody know 9 o'clock. I want the line to be jammed with people because throughout this week you are going to learn and you are going to practice how to overthrow your enemy forever, how to conquer them, overthrow their plans. And if they plan again, you do it again, you overthrow it. Mine is, I call it, how to destroy the egg before it hatches. Don't let the wicked bird lay that big egg, and don't let that egg hatch. So even if they lay an egg in secret, I will tell you how to destroy the egg before it hatches, so that it doesn't even have the opportunity to even form life in it. I'm going to teach you how to do that. 9 o'clock we will complete the story, and tomorrow I will tell you the third part of the story of Queen Esther and how the plan of the wicked, how God planned against the plans of the wicked, and what the wicked plan against you, God now used it against them. And instead of you being the one that was overthrown, the wicked were overthrown. Hallelujah! Father, you're going to create faith so that my people will become great people. Thank you, Jesus. Lord, plan against the wicked, plan against the plans of the wicked, and against those who plan. Anyone who takes our name or anything that belongs to us to anywhere in the occult world, to the places of wickedness, Lord, take their lives. Anyone who takes our money and goes to do evil against us, Lord, take money from them. Anyone who plans to overthrow our children, our marriages, our jobs, our happiness, Lord, do not fail to overthrow them. Plan against the planners, so that the planners will be unwilling to plan anymore. Even if somebody asks them to go and plan, they will say, no, it will not work. Thank you, Jesus, for hearing this prayer. Thank you for beginning another week with us. And now we ask your blessing. We ask you to heal sick people. People of God, before we start the 9 p.m. service, I'm going to tell you the vision that I had this morning about how to heal people who are having bone or muscle problem. If you have problem with your waist and your legs, I'm going to tell you the vision that I have. There is something that will begin to happen more in the ministry God has given to me, that God showed me in a vision early this morning. I'm going to share. That will be the first part. I will spend the first 20 minutes to talk about the vision that God gave me, and I will be praying a prayer of healing to heal people who are suffering from arthritis or any bone disease or any muscle pain or pain on their waist, on their backs, on their bones, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing that. So please, administrator, remind me when we come on at 9 o'clock to do that first, because I will be doing the healing. I'll be doing a healing with Christ and with the angels during that time. I saw a lot of people set free. I saw a lot of people being healed. I saw a lot of people with braces on their legs and so on being told to take it out. And I was watching this event happening. I don't know where it was, but I came to realize this is what he wants to do through me. And so I'm going to begin to do that. And I thank you all for joining me. And also, I'm asking you, wherever you are in the world who is watching this broadcast, I have pastors that I'm training. I have orphanages now, and I am implementing what Miss Girl said that I should begin to do. We are saving young girls from going into early marriages. We are supporting Bible students, Bible pastors who are being trained in Bible school, seminaries, and universities, missionaries. I want you to go to our partnership page on our website, www.idika.com, and choose who you want to, what program you want to sponsor. And also, please send us some money. Send us money for us to be able to do the work of mission of world evangelization. And that's how it is. And if you want to get in touch with some of those people there, we will let you be in touch with them so that you know what we are doing. I have the pictures and the things about orphanages that we are starting and so on. We'll start posting them soon. We are just trying out the water to see how resources start coming in. So please, we don't have enough resources now because I've used a lot of what we have to take care of them out there. So please do bless the ministry so that God will also treasure you and bless you all the more. So God bless you and keep you. And I will see you by 9 p.m. today. And I will see you by 12 noon, 9 p.m. tomorrow, and also on Friday and on Saturday. And on Sunday only at 12 noon. God bless you. Bye bye.